Welcome to the Graund Tour, which this week comes from the Netherlands. We're setting something of a record, actually, because we are the first 3 British men ever to come here for a weekend and not vomit on a prostitute. Actually, we love coming to Holland, James for his own reasons. And I like it because the Dutch are officially the tallest people on Earth. It's true fact.
Yes, and I hate it here. I'm sick of staring at belly buttons all day.
The only problem I do have here is that I'm not allowed to use the word swaffling.
Yeah. Well, you just did, didn't you?
And then the thing is, OK, it is a really bad word here, and I have no idea why.
What does it mean?
It means... it means to bang your gentleman sausage on the side of the Taj Mahal.
Oh, God!
But anyway, listen, we're in Rotterdam, which is a marvellous city, in fact, because you aren't allowed to bring a car into the city if it was built, a petrol car, if it was built before 1992, and you aren't allowed to bring a diesel car into the city if it was built before 2000, which means you're never held up by poor people.
Really?
What else can we say about the Dutch? Oh, of course, you gave the world speed cameras.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
No, actually, I'd far rather be pulled over by the actual Dutch police rather than a speed camera, because, boy, oh, boy, do these guys look good. Got a picture here.
Whoa!
I would very much like to see a lady policeman in an outfit like that.
Looks like the guy on the right already has.
Should we get on with the show, man?
Yes, good idea. And coming up in our programme about cars this week, I try to pull a camel. Come on, come on. A donkey pulls James. And Richard gets stuck in a cow orgy.
I really am alarmed.
But first, there's been a bit of an argument in the office between these two. You see, Richard maintains that the Mazda MX-5 is all the sports car you would ever need.
Because it is.
Mm-hmm. But James says it isn't.
Because it isn't.
So, we decided they should sort it out by going to the obvious proving ground for all sports cars. North Africa.
This is it, the latest version of the best-selling two-seater roadster of all time. And it's easy to see why. Peppy little engine at the front, 2 seats in the open air in the middle, rear-wheel drive. It's the perfect sports car recipe. But layered on top of that, in this new version, you get air conditioning, heated seats, lane departure assist, cruise control, rain-sensing wipers, dusk-sensing headlamps. You just can't do any better.
Well, you can, actually, because all of those luxury items you're mentioning there, they just add weight and they mean it isn't a true sports car anymore.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. Colin Chapman, he was the bloke who founded Lotus. He said the ethos of a sports car is simplify and add lightness. He didn't say you simplify and add electric windows.
Yep, and then he gave all his money away to a drug dealer called John DeLorean.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is what it's actually about. This is called the Xenos. You get 4 wheels, you get somewhere to sit, you get an engine, and that's it. It's a sports car.
Yeah. What do you do if it rains?
Well, you'd get wet.
What if you want to listen to the radio?
Why would I want to listen to the radio round here?
Does it have a heater?
Nope.
Has it got windows?
Look, if you buy a football boot, you don't expect it to be usable as a ballet shoe, do you?
But Mazda has invented a football boot that you can wear to the opera.
Look, I can guarantee that if you wear that shoe to the opera house, it isn't going
At this point, the director said he'd heard enough about shoes for one day and told us to go for a drive.
Right, now I'm away from Hammond's luxury sports car resort. Let me tell you a little bit about this remarkable car. It's powered by the 2-litre turbocharged engine from the Ford Focus ST, giving 250 horsepower. That's mounted in the middle, right behind my head there, driving the rear wheels through a no-nonsense, old-school 6-speed gearbox. Now, 250 horsepower doesn't sound like a huge amount in the modern world, but this car, made with an aluminium spine and composite tub and all the rest of it, weighs less than 3/4 of a ton, so it is genuinely quick. Look, I mean, whoa! Yeah! Wait! It makes the noise of some futuristic propulsion system powered by antimatter. Yes! Electrifying!
James comes from a world where he wants his phone and his camera separate, and I can keep a diary. This Mazda is a smartphone. It does everything. It looks brilliant. It will be endlessly reliable. It's fast. It's got speakers in the headrests, and it handles well. And you can get an MX-5 from 18,500. James's car starts at 33, and you don't even get doors. My shed has got doors. I furnish my cats with doors. You need doors. I bet he's been shaken to death in that thing.
I bet Hammond thinks I'm being shaken to death in here, but actually he's wrong, because this isn't like a BAC mono or a radical. It is obviously very much a car for taking on the track, but it's been tuned for use on the road. It's quite supple. See, look, bump, it's all right. I'm very relaxed. Eventually, we pulled over for a cup of coffee and a bit more arguing about doors. Just because they had them in the 12th century on cathedrals, whatever, it doesn't mean you have to have them now. Don't be a slave to convention.
People had eyelids in the 12th century, and nobody's deciding, let's get rid of those, they're old hat. Oh no, I've got all dust in my eyes and I can't sleep.
Yeah, but that's completely facile, Hammond. You know exactly what I mean.
But
The
it
door... I mean, Riva speedboats don't have doors. You don't say I'm not...
This is lovely, isn't it?
What are you doing here?
Well, word reached me that you two were talking rubbish.
What do you mean, rubbish?
Well, if you want the best sports car, you don't want a Mazda or a Xenos. You want...
Oh, God, he's brought an Alfa Romeo.
Yes, of course I have. Alfa Romeo 4C Spider. This is what I'm talking about. A symphony in carbon fibre. Balance personified. The Graduate updated. A mini Ferrari, as cute as a bunny rabbit with the greatest badge in the history of motor.
How much is it?
You know perfectly well how much it is.
Yeah, we've forgotten.
Money is vulgar. You can't put a price on something as exquisite as that.
Yeah, but Alfa Romeo did put a price on it, didn't they? And what was it?
£60,000.
So you could have both of our cars and everything you see in the back of a shot here for the price of one of these Alfa Romeo.
I know, it is extraordinary value for money.
It's too far from outside to inside.
It's miles.
Yes, thick sills.
Here we go.
The strength.
Look
It
at
is.
this. Rotary heater knobs.
Wow, it's like being in the 1970s. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is actually.
It's handbrake. Look at that. Is that fixed on or has that come off?
Alfa Romeo, purveyors of disappointment for nearly 3 decades.
Look at this. Classy.
Oh,
Yeah? Feel the quality
let me
in
feel that.
Mm.
£60,000.
And this. So that's the noise you want to hear.
If you ever buy a new item of clothing, never show it to these two, because they go, ooh, what are you wearing that jacket for? It makes you look like a German game show host.
That's satisfying.
Ooh. Why are you wearing that jacket?
Because I was at a party in India last night, and I've hurried over here.
Really?
Why did you go to the party dressed as a German game show host?
Soon I grew weary of their abuse and set off in what, being no doubt, is my favourite car on sale today. I will admit there are one or two tiny little problems with the 4-seat, trivial stuff. It's very wide, the gearbox is a little bit dim-witted. If you fit sports exhaust, the noise is catastrophic. Petrol tank, yeah, that's too small. You've really only got a range of 300 yards. And then there's the steering. There's no power assistance, so it's incredibly heavy when you're parking. There's no feel when you're on the move. And then, and this is its party piece, just occasionally it'll go violently left or right for no reason. Whoa, you see that? Bloody hell. But look at it this way, we could all probably find fault with our children, and yet we still love them.
Jeremy loves Alfa Romeos because back in the old days, they were great, but they're not anymore. Plenty of things were great. Grease. Rolf Harris. Can't love them now.
Another small problem with the Alpha that I didn't mention earlier is that you get cramp after 5 minutes. Oh! Ugh. I'm gonna have to stop and go for a walk, and they'll want to know why. And I'll have to tell them I need a wee or something. No, diarrhea. So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm just stopping for a minute here. Hang on.
Why are you stopping for a minute?
Oh, nothing.
Well, why are you upping your
Look at the snowy mountains. Ah, bon. Ah, merci, monsieur. Comment ça va?
God above. Have you got cramp?
No.
Yes, you have.
All right, good. Well, I've seen the view. I just wanted to see the view, and it's lovely. Back on the road, James suddenly delivered a very un-Jamesman-like observation.
My car is seriously quick.
Not as fast as this.
Yeah, I bet it is.
James, this has a turbocharged 1750cc engine from a Fiat Punto.
Mine's 2 litre with a twin scroll turbocharger.
You notice Hammond is being strangely quiet on the subject of speed.
I was just listening to you two bicker. I am a bit down on power, if I'm honest.
I think Hammond's in a sort of retirement home for former distressed sports car owners.
Right, next straight bit of road, James May, I will pull over and show you what real speed is. Cows.
On a roof rack, I've never seen that.
Soon we found a suitable stretch of road, and Hammond agreed to be the starter. I've got launch control.
Not interested.
Are you ready before anyone comes?
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Well, now that's just impossible.
It's the Xenos, which means James May has just won a drag race.
But for me, that wasn't the biggest surprise. I don't understand why this lost. Because instead of a conventional chassis, it has a carbon fibre tub like you get in a Formula One car or a McLaren P1. And a carbon fibre tub makes a car expensive, but light. Very light.
Trying to work out why I lost that race.
I think it's because your car isn't as fast as mine.
That was a factor.
Yeah, but mine is so light.
How do you know it's light? Every time Alpha say how much it weighs, they give a different figure.
Yeah, that's because they've got better things to do than go around weighing cars.
When Picasso had finished one of his paintings, he didn't say, oh, I wonder how much that weighs.
Yeah, but you need to know the weight of an Alpha for when you resell it, because you buy scrap cars by weight.
And the Xenos, that was built in Norfolk, so obviously they're going to weigh it. There's nothing else to do. This is from Milan. They finished making it and then they went into town with one and pulled girls.
It's massive and it's made of pig iron. That's the problem.
I can see the carbon fibre.
The weight argument raged on for the rest of the journey. So that night at the hotel, I came up with a plan. I'm going to weigh all three cars to prove the Alpha's the lightest.
The problem with your plan is that you'd need a weigh bridge.
Yes.
And...
Yes.
Well, hang
We'll
on.
get one.
No, there isn't one.
I have got the hotel brochure here, actually. And, you know, it's got 3 restaurants, a spa and a gym, business centre, tennis court, but with one glaring omission.
What?
There's no weigh bridge
No.
on it. They haven't thought of that. I'd knock a star off.
I shall build one. I shall build a weigh bridge and then you shall see. I'm going to build a weigh bridge.
That could have been a really useful and interesting test, and you ruined it.
People are interested in Alfa Romeos.
People are interested in murders. They don't want to see one.
Anyway, we'll have more of that later on. But first, it is now time for us to engage reverse and park neatly in a marked space on Conversation Street.
Right, now, which nation on earth has the worst police cars?
Ooh, that's some good conversation. I like that one. The worst police cars, you see, it's definitely not the Americans, is it? Because they have those Crown Vics and their rear-wheel drive V8s. That's what you need.
Yeah, no, they're good police cars,
Good, so it's
not
not
the
them.
Americans.
It's us. It's
What,
the
the British? Really?
Yeah. We have those dreary little Vauxhall diesel Astras, Opals if you live here.
Oh, if
They're
you're in America, those
terrible.
miserable little Chevrolets that are actually Deus. Yeah,
Yes.
awful.
Most countries around the world would traditionally have always had a police car that was made there, one of their own cars, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, that's not what they used to do here.
In Holland?
No.
You don't surprise me.
What they actually had for many years, about 30 years, was Porsches.
What?
The police used Porsches, yeah. Remember? Yeah.
Do you know, I'd forgotten that. You're right,
They did. They did.
How did they persuade the government?
It's masterful.
money.
It's genius. Absolute respect to everybody who did it. What they did was say, right, we need a Porsche because it's air cooled and the engine is at the back. And that would be really handy if ever we have to reverse at high speed for a long time.
They actually said that.
They did, and this gets better, and I'm not making this up. They did say this. They need a car where you can remove the roof so you can stand on the seats to address traffic in an emergency situation. So what they need is a 911 Targa and matching sunglasses, I presume. Yes.
Did they also say, and it comes with 911 on the back, which is our telephone number?
Thing is, it doesn't end there. They're still at it because the cycle cops around here, and there's a lot of them, they managed to persuade the government that they need mountain bikes.
Well, here.
In Holland. It's the flattest country on earth. And they need mountain bikes.
But-
No, so much to a mountain. What?
The best thing... The best thing is, it gives us an opportunity to have one more look at a photograph of the Dutch mountain cop
Yes.
police. There they are. Now, I want to talk about otters.
What?
No, I want to talk about otters. You see, a few years ago, somebody in Holland worked out that there were only 185 otters in the entire country.
Yeah, Jeremy, it's a car show.
Bear with me, OK? Because I've got the figures here. In 2014, 21 of these otters were run over. OK, in 2015, 49 were run over. You only have 185 otters in the whole country, and in 2 years, you flattened 70 of them under your cars.
What is your problem with otters?
Thing is, though, I don't want people to get the wrong impression. I don't want everyone to think that Dutch people go around murdering animals. Let me explain. Recently, the government here spent €150,000, and that's £150,000, £160,000, £170,000.
Yep, that's Brexit for you. There
We
it is.
can't even afford to put mayonnaise on our chips now here anymore. Anyway, they spent €150,000 on a bridge over a road so squirrels could cross safely. We've got a picture of the bridge. It's a substantial thing. You know this bridge? Is this a famous bridge?
That's a squirrel bridge.
Yeah, it's a squirrel bridge. Anyway, how many squirrels do you think have used it?
A squillion.
I can see where you're going with that one, James. No, it isn't. I've got the figures here. CCTV footage has revealed in 2014, 3 squirrels used it. In 2015, it was used only twice.
Why didn't the third squirrel use it again in 2015?
Probably got run over.
Yeah. By somebody mistaking him for an otter. Get it, get it.
Now, you probably read the other day, the Dutch are taking a view on whether to allow people to, how can I put this, assisted dying if somebody feels as though their life is complete. Okay. Now, this is something that occupies me a lot, I'll be honest with you, because I sometimes think, no, have I done enough now?
Yes.
No, you know, when would it be appropriate for me to think, time to end?
Now.
May I get on with it?
Yeah, do it now.
No, but what I want to say is, OK...
I'll get the forms, there can't be many.
The time comes... The time, I think, comes when you stop wanting to be an idiot. That's the time when you've done enough.
Oh, I know what you mean.
No, actually, you are right. Because I think it's the moment where you go into a big department store and you go into the kitchenware section and you see a tea cosy, but you don't put it on your head.
Exactly. Not putting things on your head is a sign it's time.
And the time you don't want to put gloves on your ears and pretend to be a reindeer.
I think that's just you, Hammond.
It's just me, isn't it?
Here's the moment I think you know. You're driving up a motorway, there's a train track next to you, a train comes, could be one of those fast ones. The day when you don't try and race the train, that's the day.
Yes.
I have to race the train.
Yes.
I have to go faster than the train, so everyone on the train looks at me and goes, I've made the wrong travel choice. Should have gone in the car,
Yes.
it's quicker. If you're ever on a train and you look out of the window and you're overtaking me and I can't be bothered to race you, it's because I'm on my way to the new Dutch death clinic. And that is the end of Conversation Street.
Now, if you have children, there's every chance they'll spend every spare second they have playing Zombie Splatter 7 or some other such computer game. But what about more traditional board games? Kids these days say they're not interested in such games, but I believe they would be if they were bigger and involved cars.
To prove our point, we've come here to the countryside. And on the board game front, we shall start with a classic. A game where 2 players try and guess where each other's ships are and then blow them up by firing missiles at them. It's a simple game, and as such, if you want to play it with cars, you don't need much. In fact, all you need is a massive former Cold War airfield with enough tarmac to accommodate the board for your board game. With a big enough slab of airfield, you can then lay out your grid onto which you can place your battleships. And all you need for that is several £1,000s worth of old cars. But not any old cars. This stretch limo, for example, may have seen active service on hundreds of hen nights, but it makes the perfect aircraft carrier. And then there's this Toyota Prius. Its electric engine makes it perfect as a submarine, silent running. And then there's this Chrysler PT Cruiser convertible. There is no naval equivalent for this car. But who cares if we blow it up, because it is, after all, crap. And speaking of blowing up, we now come to the missiles. For these, you need a car that is frightening and lethal. A car that strikes fear into other motorists.
And what better car could there be for this job than the magnificent Gee-Whiz?
All I needed now was an opponent, a board game veteran, a man who thinks Call of Duty is a visit to the lavatory.
That's excellent, Hammond. You've thought of everything.
Oh, I have. Containers as the fence. It's got a fireman in case things get out of hand. Health and safety bloke to stop us blowing ourselves up. Cars that look exactly like ships, the lot.
But how are you going to fire the missiles at the cars?
Ah, well, that is the real genius in my plan. Easy, powerful, and proven. Fire the Gee-Whiz missiles with the movie cannon.
You reckon that's accurate enough?
Well, it's a cannon.
No, but you've got to hit a specific square.
You aim the cannon. You adjust the trajectory and elevation.
But you reckon you can work that out?
It's a cannon.
To shut James up, I took one of the spare cars to demonstrate a practice shot.
Right, we're all set. It's fully charged, pressure's good. Fire!
I had a better idea for the weapons launching system.
So there you go, you see. You call out the grid reference that you want, and the driver just manoeuvres the jib exactly over that square and then drops the Gee-Whiz missile. It is absolutely unerringly accurate.
I like that. And like everything else I've done here with all this stuff, this is all things you can do at home in your garden.
With the giant containers making sure neither of us could see what the other was doing, James and I moved our battleships into place. And with the board laid out, it was time to play.
Right, the Hen Night limos each require 2 hits to be sunk.
Both the motorhomes, they each require 2 hits to be sunk as well. And then my Prius and your PT Cruiser, they each require
1 to be sunk. We've got 10
Gee-Whiz missiles each, 5 hits needed to win. Got it?
Yes, right.
Having won the toss, James would be first to fire. But I had a cunning plan to thwart him.
What I've done is put a couple of my ships right out on the edges, because James will think Hammond's a bit thick and it's a typically amateurish tactic to put your ships on the edge. So that's what he'll have done. But then he'll think, hang on, even Hammond's not that thick. He just wants me to think he's thick. So he'll have put his cars in the middle. James will then not go for the edges, he'll go for the middle. But my ships will be at the edges. It's like a double or even a triple bluff.
Now, Hammond is a bit thick, really, so I reckon he'll have put his all around the edges. D2, please. Fire! What was that?
It was my limo.
Hit on your limo on D2, thank you. Your shot.
Red Crane driver, I'd like C4, please.
C4. Fire!
That's a miss.
C4, miss.
Back to my original theory. Hammond will have gone along the edge. I'm pretty confident of that. So is it there or is it there? Green crane driver, fire at D1. Fire!
Oh!
Yes!
You sank my limousine!
1 sinking to me, a miss for Admiral Hammond. And you've overdone the explosives.
One plan would be, if you're playing this at home, do it on a day when there's a lot of barbecues in the area. That way people will just think, well, yeah, it's a big
barbecue they're having next door.
With my aircraft carrier gone and James's fleet unscathed, I had to break my duck.
I'd like you to hit B2, please. Ah! B2. What? Well, there's no. Where are they?
I've just got a feeling.
B1.
B1, please.
Red Crane driver, can I have square A1, please?
Fire!
Oh, 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 oh! Yes! Come on! Oh, you are on the run. That is it. Do you want to give up?
You've sunk my cruiser.
So that's a big red kill on A1. Boom!
But James wasn't taking this lying down.
C3.
Yes! You hit my submarine, my invisible silent running priors. I am losing badly. I've scored only 1 hit, he's scored 3.
But then the game started to turn as James had a run of 3 straight misses.
Fire!
It was a miss! Ah!
Thank you. I'm closing down my options.
Close your options.
Down further still if you were to hit rather than miss.
Which was exactly what I was now doing.
B3, please. A3, please. Yes!
You've sunk my battleship.
I am raining down destruction on your dwindling fleet of doomed ships, you loser. Aha!
No, I'm not losing. We're neck and neck.
Annoyingly, James was right. I still had my battleship Winnebago, and he still had his stretched aircraft carrier, both of which needed 2 hits to destroy. It was May's turn to play.
B2.
Critical stage of the game now. I hit now and I'm in trouble.
Fire!
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, I shouldn't feel so good, but it does.
Oh. It's gonna be here. Red Crane, target C1, please, C1.
Fire!
Hard luck, Horatio Hammond.
Oh.
All I've got to do now, get inside Richard Hammond's mind. An awful place, admittedly, but if I can just get in there for a second, which way has he put it? There and there, there and there, there and there. C2.
Fire!
That'll be a miss. That, Captain May, was a miss.
However, while James now had to choose between just 2 squares, I was looking at a choice of 6.
Red Crane, target C2, please, C2.
Red Crane, fire!
I meant C3, I meant... Yes! Oh, yes! Yes!
That mistaken shot wasn't just a hit. It had changed everything.
Because I said C2 when actually I meant 3 in case it was there. That's a kill, bang, which means it has to be there. Can't be here or here. So I've got him. James, you do know what that means, don't you?
Yes, I've just worked it out.
I've got to get this right, otherwise you've won.
Do you want to surrender?
No, I don't.
So,
I was now faced with the choice that would decide the game.
A2 or B3? A2, B3. What would Richard Hammond do?
Green crane driver.
Oh, God. Come on, you bewildered old spaniel. Miss.
Right.
Fire! Yes! 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 Hammond!
Best of three?
I bet the makers of Sony PlayStation are quaking in their
Well,
boots.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They will be going,
I
oh,
wouldn't be
my."
surprised. I know, there's the future.
That was a total waste of time.
Oh, well, now, hang on. No, we destroyed a PT Cruiser, a Prius, and many G-Whizzes.
Well, that's true, yes, but James, never mind. Let's move on to Celebrity Brain Crash. Yeah. Now, this week we don't just have one star, we have several. And one of the biggest bands ever to come out of Holland, and they're going to begin here in the 6th largest port in the world by performing their biggest hit, by which I mean their hit. Ladies and gentlemen, Golden Earring! I tell you what, we ought to make the lights go a bit better. Can we dim the lights?
Yeah, a bit more rock and
That's
roll.
better, a bit more rock and roll.
What is their hit?
Well, this is Holland, birthplace of the speed camera. It's obvious. Radar Love.
I've been driving all night, my hands wet on the wheel.
Oh.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there's a cable's gone into the sea here, and Golden Earring have been electrocuted.
Does that mean they're not coming on then?
Well, James, they've been subjected to a lethal dose of electricity and are now lying on the ground sizzling, so it's no, they're not. No.
Okay. That is a very grisly scene. I apologise for that, everybody. Probably not as grisly, though, as if you're looking at us from out there.
Hey?
Well, think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We are standing in a window in a Dutch port, bathed in red light. And we've got no trade lining up. Nobody's
No.
here.
No, I know. I've had an idea. I've had an idea of how we can fill the time that would have been taken up by the late Golden Earring. See, the thing is, can we just make the lights go white again now? Pretend that never happened. Good. See, the thing is that in Holland, there are these motorist accessory stores, okay?
Yeah.
They're open all night. Places full, and we actually went to one last night, bought a whole load of amazing stuff you can use on the road. Bring it over here. Let's show you a couple of things. I mean, this, for example, it's an incredible safety device.
Yeah. No, this is very clever because in a lot of car crashes, people bite their tongue, sometimes off. But by wearing this neat safety device, no way is he biting his tongue. Look at that. Perfectly safe. That is clever.
Unbelievable. And then you can get traffic cones that fit in the glove box. There's
Yep.
one here.
Yep.
It's not funny stuff. This is safety material.
No,
Another one.
these are quite compact, so you can fit them in your boot.
Thing is, though, okay, in America, as I'm sure you know, there are high occupancy vehicle lanes. You're not allowed to go in them unless you've got 2 or more people in the car. Now, we've always been very worried in Europe that this idea is going to come over here. But the Dutch have it covered because in these motorist accessory shops, you can buy inflatable people. We've got one here.
Very clever, this. Very clever.
Isn't it?
I mean, the only slight issue is they do take a lot of effort to blow up. It's hard work doing.
It doesn't matter, though, because here's the thing. OK, if you arrive at one of those high-occupancy vehicle lanes, then you pull over on the hard shoulder, just past the Dutchie on the left-hand side here, and then use your engine to blow up your inflatable person. So I'm going to do that now just to show you how unbelievably easy this is. Are we ready? Just put a bit of fuel in there, and here we go. Why have you put your fingers in your ears? It's only a V8. It's virtually silent. Here we go. Right, the inflatable person has split. There's...
Oh, dear. Mine's all right. Let's move on, shall we? Tonight, we are in Morocco for what was supposed to be a sensible sports car test of my Mazda MX-5 versus Bob Marley's Norfolk-built Xenos. Unfortunately, the ape turned up uninvited in a ridiculously expensive Alfa Romeo.
Yes, I did. And when we left the action, I decided to see which of the cars was the lightest by building some rudimentary scales. A job that these two thought would be beyond me. Despite the cynicism of my colleagues, the next morning, my scales were ready.
Wow.
Yeah. Even more startling was Jeremy's choice of counterweight.
How are you going to get it on there?
It's going to jump.
Oh, yeah, they're big jumpers, Cal.
Look, you see, it wants to.
He's limbering up. He's getting ready, you can tell.
Up you come.
It's not going to jump. They can't jump.
Up you come.
On the off chance that this isn't a jumping cow, which it might not be.
I don't think it is.
I think you need a ramp.
You hold that. I shall go and make a ramp.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, nice cow. Oh, it's bonded with you, Jeremy. It's bonded.
Soon, without any help at all, I had fashioned a makeshift ramp.
Very good. Well done. That was quick and effective.
Unfortunately, the cow had wandered off, so I had to draft in a substitute.
Come on.
Go on, camel.
Come on, camel.
Come on.
Come on, camel.
Come on. Come on. Come on. He's not going to go on. Up you come. Come on. Come on. Can you push him? Oh, no.
Not really, because they kick your balls off if you do that. Let me...
David Attenborough has never said that. Eventually, I had some success.
This is good. We are getting there. We are building up a big Christmas dinner.
And then the original cow came back. Come on.
Doctor, think little.
Come on. Come on.
Our camel's going over here.
Come Good cow. Tragically, however...
It's not enough.
Could you go and get another cow?
Come on, small cow.
He's on. Right,
Yeah.
excellent. Good, 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 good.
Jeremy,
Yes.
this is...
Oh, my
this is...
God.
I don't want to be
my
here for this.
God. I'm on some scales. It's carrots come out.
Are they
Okay.
both boy cows?
Yeah, they're both
Okay.
boys. Yeah. Oh, no, this is quite bad. I'm stuck on a porn set.
Am I part of this? Is this a threesome? He's trod on a turkey. No, he hasn't.
More importantly, the whole cast of our porn film still weighed less than the Mazda.
Chickens. Hello, chickies.
It's not enough, is it?
No.
Doesn't make sense. Jeremy, this is complete
Cow's eggs.
nonsense.
No.
Come on we go. On you go.
I'm not convinced that this isn't... Oh, the goats escaped.
At this stage, we explained to Jeremy that animals cannot be used as counterweights.
Right, now, you may have a point. I think it's better if I kill them.
What?
Well, if they're dead, they won't mind. This plan made the job much easier. Oh, hello. My experiment has worked.
Well, we have a figure.
For the record, it weighs 2 cows, 2 legs of cows, brackets rear, 1 camel and 3 goats.
That's incredible.
It's the most exciting thing I've ever been involved in.
Having established the weight of the Mazda, it was time to do the Xenos.
Right, Hammond, reverse off down my superb ramp. Whoa, it's...
Ooh, I'm going to work this way a bit
Why
then.
is it doing that? James counterbalances with you. Hang on, that's not gone well.
Yeah,
no, it's moved. No, it's good. No, it's...
Oh, this is... Now the back wheels have come off.
Somebody get on the whole crew. What's happened?
Oh, God!
No, then there's no point doing that, Hammond. We need to think this through.
Hang on, I've got an idea. If you get off there, this side will go up, then you can put the ramp under the back wheels of the Mazda when it comes down again. So that
Yes.
you all need to get off.
Right, I'm off.
Hang on. Are you going up now?
I think so.
No, we need more. I know. Everybody has to
On
get
that
on there.
side, yeah.
Everybody, all the crew.
All the chunkier lads. If you get on that one...
How did we get into this position?
Right, somebody pull on the front just to tip it, then
Yeah.
we
Right,
can...
and then we will move this ramp. Hello, can I have all of... He's down now!
I'm gonna die! Am I dead? Am I dead?
Thanks to our fluent French, we were able to get the forklift driver to help us.
Le Mazda. Arrêted.
Reversez-vous le ramp avec introducez le ramp. Yeah.
Then the authorities arrived.
Ah, les animaux.
Yes, it's an animal.
Wait, c'est un problème. James, it's not acceptable in Morocco to kill animals to establish the weight of a car, so...
It's not acceptable in Morocco.
Having established nothing at all, we were all ordered to leave, which made Hammond very cheesed off with me.
You're a bloody idiot.
Funny! I think he's angry, isn't he?
And I wasn't in James's good books either.
Clarkson!
What's the matter?
I want the steering wheel back, you muppet.
I haven't got it.
You have.
I haven't. One of those goats has got it.
Goats can't pick things up.
With his wheel retrieved, we set off. And soon, James and I decided something needed to be done.
Jeremy, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, good. Look, just bear with me, okay? This isn't really working as well as we'd hoped at the moment. So we think it would be better if we went our own way and you went yours.
Are you in on this, James?
Well, the thing is, that we had conceived quite an interesting test between an everyday sports car and a hardcore sports car. And I mean, it's not you, but I mean, really, it's the Alpha. The Alpha doesn't fit.
Right. Well, okay. I'll leave you two alone, and I do mean alone because I'm going to take the film cruise with me. Now that we're alone, I could prattle on for hours about what the Alfa Romeo badge means and how, with its carbon fibre tub, this isn't really a sports car, it's more a scaled-down, cut-price LaFerrari. But I've had a better idea.
What I did was find a wonderful piece of road and then shut up so the pictures could do the talking.
Round like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind, like a tunnel that you follow to a tunnel of its own, down a hollow to a cavern where
That's the thing about this Alpha. If you talk about it, you're going to criticise it. If you just look at it, you're going to fall in love. Oh, hello.
Mate! Mate! Thank God you're here!
What's the matter with him?
Well, for the first time in my life, I'm rather glad you're here. Because he thinks he's discovered an ancient civilization. And he got very excited. And I couldn't say, no, Hammond, it's not real.
It's a film set. That is where they filmed Asterix and Obelix. And that is where they filmed Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I know that. But he thinks it's real. He thinks aliens have come down and that everything that universities in Britain know about ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, ancient Rome is all wrong.
Which feet last trod these steps? Were they even human? Maybe they were that big.
This was actually used in Jewel of the Nile.
Is it?
Yeah. Starring Kathleen Turner, Michael Douglas, and I think Danny DeVito.
Hammond probably thinks it's a spaceship. That's how they got here.
It's like touching hands across the millennia. These were not primitive people.
While Indiana Hammond continued his deluded ramblings, I came up with an idea.
I'll tell you what this place has never been used as.
What?
A racetrack.
Having convinced Richard we wouldn't anger the sleeping gods, we made a circuit from the roads, running through the studio lot. And then I went off to get changed.
Wow, Hammond, Roger Moore isn't here.
No, he's not, is he? What is that?
It's my Alfa Romeo racing suit.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Look at that.
Oh.
Peacock lining.
That makes it better. It's the Dick from Del Monte.
It's the cock from Del Monte.
The Dick from Del Monte, he's saying, rah, rah, rah.
In an Alfa Romeo.
It's tremendous.
In an Alfa Romeo. Looking good is more important than looking where you're going.
Oh, that's a shame.
When are you going to do that then?
It was now time to get down to business. But first, we went out for some sighting laps.
Oh, it's all skinny!
Oh, this is very narrow. James did this. That's only an inch wider than my car, you stupid man. But I'm in! I'm into ancient Egypt.
Oh, wow, look at that! Paintings and everything.
I'm gonna go round the unconvincing fighter jet.
Understeering like mad. That's not good. Must remember that. The problem you have in the 4C is it's mid-engine, which means on a surface like this, there's no weight over the front, and that means no grip.
Unlike the other two, this is front-engined, so there's less weight on the back end, which should make for a livelier back end and more time enjoying oversteer. Oh, gonna spin. That's bad. That's too much oversteer.
Game of Thrones, sir. Mustn't think about Khaleesi. Oh no, thinking about Khaleesi, it's bad. Don't think about Khaleesi. No!
Holy crap! It's a castle.
God no. Nearly hit a bit of Nazareth then. Jesus would have been displeased.
Having got to know our weird and demanding track, we began the timed laps, with James going first in his lightweight, powerful Norfolk mobile.
Right, are we ready? James May. In 3, 2, 1. Begin!
Oh, where's the bend? Oh, balls.
Do you know what worries me most of all is the poor little man who's mortgaged his house to start Xenos. And that he's lent it to us on the television.
Which
all
one's
over the
one's
world.
driving it?
Oh no.
Right, now what do I do?
After my first corner cock-up, I was on the back foot, trying to make up time.
Heading for Nazareth, I think. Whoa! All over the place. Round and round the thingy. Whoa! Fast, faster, bastard.
Well, this only goes up to 999 hours, sadly.
Right.
But it's okay, you were just in that time.
Yeah.
James, did you manage to drive whilst dragging your face along the ground?
A lot of dust comes in.
Why don't you wind the windows up?
You funny men.
Next, it was the turn of John Travolta.
Never has anybody looked quite so good on a timed lap.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Let's make this count. Oh, no! Sideways in linen. Game of Thrones, sir. Understeering. Turn, turn. Come on, let's get that turbocharger singing. Pin it now.
Well, he arrived.
Finally, Sir John Blashford Hammond.
Ready?
Yes.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Right, this is it. Hooah! Can't afford a single error. Oh, this is a hot lap.
Here he comes. And with that, back to the tent.
Hang on a minute. What? Hang on, you know that windmills of your mind sequence in the car?
Yeah.
Well, you made the Alpha look really good in that.
Yes.
Yeah, but what if somebody buys one? You don't want that on your conscience, do you?
What do you mean? It was a brilliant car. I needed to.
Anyway, I have the results here of the laps. And, well, in third place, you in the Xenos. Second place, you in the Alpha. First place, the winner was me in the Mazda. But it was a hollow victory because I ruined an ancient piece of sculpture.
Yes, but here's the thing, okay? After the weight test and the speed test we did, we've learned nothing.
Yes, nothing. Nothing at all. No.
Literally nothing at all. And on that terrible disappointment, I'm afraid it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Goodbye.